everyone. Welcome to Celtic Carving. I hope you all been having a very good summer. Mine has been busy, obviously, with the girls. They have been home all summer. I cannot wait for them to go back to school. I have been doing some woodwork, some projects I have done and finished. Oh, I haven't finished. I think only technically one project has actually truly been finished. Anyhow, this project that I just took the time to make sure I filmed it all or most of it. There were parts that I did not film, and finish and whatnot. And to edit and take the time to actually work on means a lot to me. So there is a group called NAMI Connection, which I have been part of for the last 2.5 years. They are for a place for people with mental illnesses can get together and talk to other people with mental illnesses. And they have people who understand them, which is something so very hard to find. So it's really nice to be able to go to somewhere where I'm not being judged for my thoughts, my feelings, what I'm saying, what I'm doing, not being told to get over it and move on with my life. And that's what I find so nice about NAMI is that no one judges me for what I say or feel. I'm actually now a facilitator. I am part of the Tri-Valley group. So our group meets twice a week, once online and once in person. And even before I was a facilitator, I was doing the technology stuff to make all in-persons hybrid because some people obviously just can't make it and still want to be part of the group. So NAMI is a very good source for anyone who needs one. I will leave the description. I'll leave a link to the Tri-Valley one, which is what I'm part of, down below. But now let's just get to the woodwork.
So the reason why I call it NAMI Connection when I talk about it in the video is because there is a character called NAMI in an anime called One Piece or something like that, I believe. So when I was actually trying to look up for the symbol for NAMI, I kept coming across the character from One Piece. So I don't want people to get confused between the two when they're searching for the other NAMI. But the NAMI group is so very helpful, very it just welcomes anyone and everyone. So I have 3 diagnoses. I only talk about 2 of them on the YouTube channel, and so my actual 3 diagnoses are depression, anxiety, and PTSD. The main reason why I don't talk about the PTSD is because a lot of people don't understand how someone who's not in the military can get diagnosed with PTSD. But the main thing about PTSD that people don't understand is just post-traumatic trauma. So you don't have to be in the military to have PTSD. So a lot of people just get really confused who go, you're not in the military, you don't have PTSD, though I have been officially diagnosed with it. I just had a lot of bad stuff that happened in my past, and that's all I'm going to really say about it because I don't feel comfortable talking about it on this channel, obviously. But that's the nice thing about the NAMI Connection group is that I am in a safe enough spot where I can open up and talk about my PTSD and people don't get confused and don't ask questions. And if I'm not comfortable talking about something, I don't have to talk about it. And as I mentioned before, I suffer from depression. I have suffered from depression since I was a teenager. And growing up, instead of hurting myself, I used to stab a pillow, which my mom always knew about. So she knew I stabbed this pillow when I got really depressed and I wanted to hurt myself. I hurt an inanimate object, and one time my sister came into my room and saw me stabbing the pillow and completely freaked out and ran and told my mom. My mom's like, yeah, I know, I'd rather her hurt the pillow than her hurt herself. And when my sister started learning about it, she's like, just get over it. It's you're fine, just get over it. And when I was married and had a baby and had a husband and was having a good life, she realized I still had depression, and she realized, oh, it's not something you just get over. And I was like, no, it's not something you just get over. It's something I deal with my whole life. And I'm going to deal with it. And that's one of the nice things about, at least with me, my woodwork really, really helps with my depression. It's somewhere I can go and grind and just literally grind wood and to grind my emotions and find peace and just let go and not worried about everything. So that's why I love woodworking so much. People who've known me for years have said, yeah, you're not as depressed, you're more happy, you're a little bit more upbeat than you used to be since you found this hobby. Keep it up. So this summer has been a little rough because I haven't been doing a lot of woodworking, so I have kind of been more in the bouts of depression. But that's just part of life. And even when I do the woodworking, I still do get bouts of depression, and I always will get bouts of depression. So I also have anxiety. So the anxiety started when I was in my early 20s. At least that's when I really started noticing it. When I used to work in a liquor store, I would get really bad anxiety when I was talking to people. I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but that's when I really started noticing it. Sometimes when I was at work, I would start having anxiety. I also don't like being in crowds, so I don't know if that's part of what triggered my anxiety, because I am very antisocial. But I started getting anxiety really bad when I was in my early 20s, at least noticing it. I also get really bad anxiety sometimes when I'm driving. So, especially driving on freeways, I'm not comfortable with. So I just know what kinds of things trigger the anxieties, and I just deal with it. As for NAMI, like I said, I've been with them for about 2.5 years. And they've just been really great. Sometimes there is simply literally just 3 of us in a meeting, and sometimes there's like 5 of us on a good day, which is really nice. And I would really love for there to be more people, because I know when I did it, when it was all digital, there would be felt like 20 of us. There's probably actually only like 12 of us, but there was so many of us. But I really want the word of NAMI to get out, so that way other people who has mental health or are going through this can get help, because it is so nice to be able to just talk and not have someone judge me or tell me just get on with your life, or just not understand at all, because my depression has ruined several relationships of friendships and people that I was trying to date in the past. They were like, nope, I'm not dealing with this, or they say that they'd be there and then they just leave because they couldn't handle it. That was one of the greatest things about my husband, was he was there when I actually did hurt myself, and he held me up, took care of me, and said, you know what you have to do. And I turned around and told my mom what I did and told the doctors, and I was yanked off those medications so fast. So there are people who can't understand, who are in the real world. You just have to find them. But if you can't find them, you just find other people with mental illnesses that can understand or lead and are willing to help. So I recommend anyone who, and another nice thing is about NAMI is also, you don't have to have a mental illness. You can be dealing with a child that has mental illness, and they can help parents too who are struggling with their child and just having issues of having an adult, or I'm not sure if you have to be a child or adult or whatnot. I know you have to be a guardian, but there's a group for guardians of people with mental illnesses to help out. So there are resources for people who are struggling just taking care of their kids, for those who truly want to be there to help their kids or their young adults that they just are completely lost. So just reach out and ask for help, because there's help out there. You just have to want it. So that is all I'm going to say about it. I hope you guys have been enjoying this video of me making this board. The symbol on the bottom, for anyone who is curious about it, it's supposed to be grass. I didn't paint it green, I painted it all blue because this blue color is close to the NAMI's color, and I did get some paint outside of the letters, which I don't show, but I do sand it down so that way the board is white. And I love the picture I took because it just pops. I put it out front of my house and I can see it clear across the street. So this sign I actually like a lot better than the previous one that I made because it just pops, because this board is so much lighter and that blue color just stands out. So I hope you guys are all having a nice summer, and I will see you in my next video. Bye bye for now.